Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Poppin' was cracking it today. About to react to this honest vid. It's titled "The Sabrina Carpenter Controversy." What has she done? People, love her, so I'm surprised that she's involved in some mess. Let's see what's happening. Let's watch.
Sabrina Carpenter has had a hell of a year. She has reached the echelon of main pop girl status after 5 albums and a decade of work. With the release of Short and Sweet, in a way, Sabrina feels like an entirely new artist. Sure, if you look to her past work, you will see traces of her playfulness, even if it is relatively quaint compared to present day. But there are other aspects missing, such as her palpable personalized touch or really standout production. Her 2022 album Emos I Can't Sing is where the seed was planted for her rebirth, and Short and Sweet is where it bloomed. Sabrina Carpenter has taken such full force during the Short and Sweet era that I forget that she was a Disney girl. One reason is I don't think Sabrina came up in a time for Disney where it was still super impactful. She came just right after. Her Disney Channel show Girl Meets World was not one of the all-timer Disney shows. It was just kind of there, and hasn't really left a cultural footprint, like Hannah Montana, for example. It's only now that I'm reminded that she was a Disney girl because the criticism she's been receiving echoes a lot of the same sentiments of criticism hurled at the 2000s Disney girls for not being a good role model.
Oh,
In Sabrina's
Lord.
case, I'm not even sure that the people criticizing her are of her Disney audience, because realistically, they would be around the same age as her, and a large part of her demographic. For months now, it feels like the Sabrina critics have really come out swinging hard about her being sexual. Here are some tweets collected by the Tribune. This is just disgusting. Her fans are 13 and above. But stuff like this adds to the exposed crap that they've seen, especially since it's someone they look up to, said one ex-user. These generations are effed up,
Wait,
another
what's
commented.
disgusting?
She started off so nice, and then it was more and more sexual. Fame really kills artists, added another person. But apparently her tour is not even where the outrage started. She also got backlash for her VMA performance.
Wait, didn't I react to that?
Inappropriate, cringy, and they really want to shove everything that's sexual, plus
With
kids
the
are
moon
watching. This is one comment one social media user left, specifically when Sabrina locked lips with an alien during her performance.
Or the aliens?
Long ago, when VMAs were all about appreciation for good music.
I think it was moments.
I'm confused about this narrative because the VMAs have never really been a clean show. Are we forgetting the entire premise of the VMAs? They were built on pop spectacle.
Yeah, I reacted to this performance on my Patreon. I don't recall it being like overly sexual at all. I'm confused.
And sexiness. Literally think of the most
Nothing that stood
iconic
out.
moments from the VMAs. The 1984 Like a Virgin performance, the Madonna, Britney, and Christina
that happened
Kiss,
on
the
there.
I'm a Slave for You
Didn't the
performance.
titty happen on there
It's
too?
so funny when people put a
Janice
halo
titty?
effect on the past that just
Oh, that's
doesn't
something
hold up
else.
in any
Oh no, I
regard.
think that was Super Bowl.
The comments continue to pour in, with one Instagram user saying, "Absolutely shameful, performing mock oral sex on stage is not something to be bravoed. Two women
Ooh.
kissing is not something to be applauded.
Let me
This is
see.
not art, it's porn."
Mock oral
She and everyone who had anything to do with this show
What's she
ought to be
doing, like?
ashamed. Disturbing on all
gotta see
levels,
this.
everyone said. Whatever happened to a single, fun, normal live performance? No wonder why our youth struggle with so many issues.
Raise your own kids. I've been very vocal about this. I've said this 20 million times before. I'm not going to beat a dead horse. But in short, be your own children's role models. Why are you expecting this of this woman? Okay? If she want to do some, some deep throat action on stage, that's her prerogative. I don't know what that has to do with anything. I don't recall a song that requires that, but hey, if that's what she want to do, that's what she want to do. She's an adult. So, yeah, I don't understand.
Just look at the content that is consistently shoved down their throats. Another person said, "Immediately no, so wildly inappropriate. Artists sinking to new desperate lows for attention." Maybe because I've just been on the positive side of the Sabrina rise,
me.
but I had no idea that she was igniting such strong vitriol from people. I did not know it was this serious for people. The only thing I remember being a viral
I wanna
moment is his
see.
mom and her child doing a TikTok, and him saying a swear word, and Sabrina being like, she's gonna release the clean version of Please ×3. But
This is where you fucked up, Sabrina. Why are you even apologizing? That's what they playing at their household. Why would you be sorry about some shit that you said? I want to see this clip.
people just thought it was funny. It didn't really warrant any backlash. But the crazy thing is, her backlash even predates the Short and Sweet era. And it seemed to really start coming into play when she did her famous nonsense outros on the Eras tour. The nonsense outros sometimes featured
Okay, so
innuendos and other times were just straight up sexual. It was largely met with positive reception and was an essential gimmick in helping her rise. But some people in attendance of the Eras tour were not happy with the outros. And given that Taylor Swift is a very clean artist, I guess to some degree it makes sense why some of her
girl.
audience might not
I
gel with
mean, that's
it.
what y'all mad
This
about.
isn't to be
It's
reflective
not
of
that
Taylor's
deep.
entire audience, because obviously the Eras Tour put a lot of eyes on her. Some fans didn't take well to Carpenter's outros though. One person commented,
She pulled the
disgusting
hair back to
considering
do
there's
it too.
children there. Another stated, that's so cringe. A third wrote, perfect for the 10-year-olds in the audience. One person wondered, there's children at these shows, why would she say that? Another
When you take your child to go to a concert, watching an adult, you have to be aware that some adult shit might take place. You never know. And if you're a good parent and you want to shield your child from any type of sexual behavior, you should look up the set list and what takes place at these concerts. And if you're sensing the sexual vibe, then keep your child away. Keep your child away.
added, oh dear, there are children there. Lord have mercy. Spicy is one thing. Saying he's so big I felt it in my kidney is inappropriate. The lyrics that prompted
Was
this
that the
response
song?
were from the show in Brazil, where Sabrina says,
Or she changed
"What
the
come over,
lyrics?
this is not a drill." He said to get on top, I said I will. Then he made me come to Brazil. Now the backlash has only seemed to intensify due to her
Oh,
tour.
he was gonna play
In
it.
certain parts of her tour, she gyrates and recreates sexual intimacy using silhouettes, namely during Bed Kim, which is a no-brainer. It's like, why wouldn't she be sexual during that song? She also has a new gimmick that replaces the nonsense outros, which has been dubbed the Juno Sex Chart, where she recreates a sex position every night. People have called her disgusting and said her display of sexuality is gross. Honestly,
That's exactly what I meant. If you was very, sensitive about what your kid sees, you would have looked this shit up and you would have saw it and be like, nah, this ain't the concept for my child.
I'm kind of surprised that this is such a huge talking point about Sabrina. But at the same time, when you consider history,
says
it's
parental
expected.
discretion.
But I don't know what the people who are mad at her are expecting. If you listen to the lyrics of Short and Sweet and decide that it is an appropriate show to take your kids to, then that is on you.
Hello?
The lyrics of Juno are literally, whole package babe, I like the way you fit.
Hello?
God bless your dad's genetics. Wanna try out my fuzzy pink handcuffs? Oh, I hear you knocking, baby, come on up. And of course, we can't forget the sexual nature of Bed Kim. It should be no surprise that she's performing it in a bed in a sexual manner. She literally says, but I bet we'd have really good Bed Kim. How you pick me up, pull him down, turn me round. Oh, it just makes sense. There's literally every indication that she will be sexual at some point. Now, granted, all of her songs aren't sexual or even super explicit, but they do tend to drop a swear
This is
word
right
here and
word.
there. 7 of the 12 tracks have the explicit warning on Short and Sweet.
Hello.
The only other logical resolutions besides not going I could think of is cover your kids' eyes when those parts come on, or better yet, take them to go to the bathroom, take them to get a snack.
Or don't
you can
take
hear when a
them.
song is over at a concert even if you're not directly in the venue because it's so loud. Or just don't consume Sabrina at all. It's not her job to parent your kids or what they consume. It's the parent's job. The backlash really reminds me of the 2000s girls as they were transforming into adulthood, from Britney to Christina to even someone like Miley. That was huge, the Bangers era. The headlines surrounding Miley were inescapable. But the weird thing is, Sabrina wasn't that widely known when she was a Disney star, so I wouldn't expect that same expectation to be placed on her to such a high degree. For a lot of people, Espresso was the first time they've heard of Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah, I don't understand.
And she is an adult woman.
And you know what this got me thinking? I don't remember this ever being a thing for men. I don't remember ever seeing anything about, boys who get older and start being a bit more sexual and confident. Nobody usually bats an eyelash. But maybe they do get backlash. If they do, let me know. Could be wrong, but I have not seen it. I do always see that, women get criticized.
She's allowed to be sexual.
Very interesting.
I guess my slightly controversial and nuanced take about the overall conversation is that I do think there is a conversation to be had about hypersexuality in pop music. But I also don't think it solely
Exactly.
falls on the women because they are already operating within a system that is objectifying them and profiting off of them being objectified. And I think in many ways, a woman taking the reins over her sexuality in music is one of the most powerful things that can be done. I do think there is an influence of hypersexuality in all forms of media that is just mindless. It has no merit. It doesn't contribute to a story. It doesn't contribute to a
It's just
theme. And
there
there's so many
to
young
sell
artists just
sex.
rushing to that without any build up. And it makes me wonder if they feel pressure to go down that
They
lane.
probably
With
do.
that being said, that overall conversation has nothing to do with how
Represent.
people are treating Sabrina. I do think there is a genuine conversation to be had there, but I don't think it applies to Sabrina Carpenter because we have seen her grow. She has grown it into a woman. She's 25 years old now. The people that are trashing her for how she performs her sexual songs are insane. It's like not stopping at a stop sign. The warning signs were there in her music. Also, I think for the most part, Sabrina is very balanced in her world of earnestness, sexuality, and playfulness. She doesn't lean hard into one angle, and it's really the combination of those three things that has made her such a gratifying figure. Sabrina has responded to this backlash in an interview. To that, I just say don't come to my show, and that's
Oh.
okay. It's unfortunate that it's ever been something to criticize because, truthfully, the scariest thing in the world is getting up on stage in front of that many people and having to perform as if it's nothing. Unfortunately, some form of backlash is the rite of passage to reaching new heights. But on the positive side, this is a sign that Sabrina has done it right. She is legit, and this controversy will likely continue to aid to her stardom.
And I mean, I do agree with him. Sex sells, and they force sex on us left and right in every industry. I complain about female rap having too much sex in it all the time. But in this particular case, just don't take your children to this woman's show. It's not that deep. I don't know why she felt the need to do that. Maybe she just wants to sprinkle some sex into, her performance to spice it up a bit. Hey, that's her prerogative. She's grown. And he showed that most of her songs have the explicit tag on it, so it warns you that these are explicit type songs, so you should expect a relatively explicit type performance to match the vibe of the damn songs. Hello, this is not rocket science. I hate everybody. But this is stupid that she's getting backlash. Y'all let me know what y'all think, though. Let me know what other videos you've been watching. I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye!